The fourth type of analysis that you can do in Prism is survival analysis. So comparison of survival curves. And Prism makes it really easy to do this kind of analysis. The only two important things that you have to remember are the following. So your data has to be in a specific format. I will come back on that. And you can only compare 2 or 3 survival curves. So comparing 2 survival curves is straightforward. When you have 3 survival curves, you can do the comparison, but it will generate one single p-value, just like a one-way ANOVA. So the p-value will tell you that something is going on in your data, but you will still not know which curve is different from which. So if you have 3 or more survival curves that you have to compare, you have to do the pairwise comparisons of the curves yourself in Prism by doing comparison of 2 curves. So what is survival analysis for those of you who don't know? It's an experiment where you study events in time. So it's always XY because you need an X column that contains the time. And that can be days or weeks or months. That depends, but it has to be time. And then you have typically 2 or 3 Y columns for different treatments. And these Y columns contains ones and zeros. And these define whether the event happened or not. So what is the event that is studied? In most cases, it's death. One of your mouse has died. Or someone gets sick. Or someone gets better. So, and what are the zeros and the ones about? Well, the ones means that the event occurred. So in the control group, after 46 days, one of the mice has died. And after 78 days, another mouse was dead. And after 124 days, another mouse was dead. 0 means we don't know. What does we don't know mean? It means that, for instance, when you work with patients, one of the patients has left the trial. And you don't know what happened with him or her after that. So then you just put the last time that you saw him with a 0. That's after 46 days, one patient left the trial. Or one mouse died, but it was of other causes. It had nothing to do with the study. That's also a censored, a 0. Also at the end of your experiment, so this experiment goes up to 150 days. At the end of your experiment, if you still have mice remaining, you put them at 0. So here, in the control group, after 150 days, there were 2 remaining mice still alive. So what is important for Prism is this format. You need to put your data in exactly this format. So the time in the X column, and then 2 or 3 columns with the data. The data can only be 1 and 0, nothing else. It has to be 1 and 0. And the data groups cannot overlap, as you can see here. So the data for the control group, nothing here, and then the data for the treated group and nothing here. And once you have put your data in this format, Prism will do everything for you. So we're going to try. We have a data set from 30 men that have a very high risk on a heart attack. And 15 of them were given a drug, 15 of them received a placebo. And what is the event here? Well, of course, if they suffered a heart attack or not. So I do this every month. I check if they got a heart attack or not. That is the data. So we're going to make a survival table and we're going to import the data set called survival into that survival table. So you can do that.
So new data table, survival, you create it, and then you import these data. You take a look if it looks good. So again, the first row contains the names of the columns. So you have to tell him that. And you will see that when you import a survival table into Prism, he will automatically analyze it. So when I go here, I have not clicked the Analyze button. I have not specified anything. So when you import a survival table in Prism, he automatically analyzes it and you get results. And if you go to the graph, he will automatically make a Kaplan-Meier plot. So let's take a look here at the results that he generates.